players. Mark, when I last spoke to you, you were sort of questioning why you brought that League Cup tie forward to the Saturday. I suppose actually after extra time and penalties, you now know perfectly why you did.
Yeah, it's give us a good week this week to lead up to it. We can go and watch games tonight. Some of the boys need a top up, and we'll be playing at Bishop's Cleeve, and that'll be invaluable to them. Yeah, it's give us a good week, and I thought the performance, the way we approached the game, and the way we competed against a very good side, and I think we showed that we've learnt a lot from pre-season already, but we've also improved a lot since this time last year.
Yeah, how much can you use that as an indicator against where you were last year?
Difficult, because I know they had 10 men for 48 minutes, whatever, but it was the most encouraging bit was the first 45, if you like. It was, apart from the goal, we were excellent. We limited them. We stopped them playing, but we looked a threat. We looked decent on the ball. I think the main thing is we got plenty out of the game. The fitness levels kept rising. We had a couple of knocks that made it a bit difficult in the last sort of 15 minutes. But we're really pleased with that performance in particular, and it's a good base to go into next week.
After a League Cup tie, do you always still step it up this week for the first league game?
Yeah. We because of extra time, we sort of changed training around a little bit yesterday. The boys had a bit of an active recovery, a few aching limbs, and the only downside to it was, although it was good in the sense that we had no problems coming out of it, no real problems coming out of it, you don't really want your players risking. You're trying to limit their time. You're trying to keep an eye on their time and make sure that they do have enough time, but not overdo it. But going to extra time made it a bit more difficult for us. But a few of them come out with flying colours in terms of the difference from one week to the next. Billy Jones, he was still making overlapping runs in the 120th minute. Sido doing the same, and that's encouraging for where we are. I think, as I say, it gives us a bit of confidence going into next week.
And the defence tightened up as a unit as well.
Yeah, like I said, we hadn't done we'd done. We just got fitness and basics into them, but we put a bit more thought and into the training sessions. It weren't just fitness. It weren't just can we get the ball back. It was about how we did it, and tactically, I thought the players did exactly what we asked. We won't play that way all the time. We want to press teams, get in people's faces and play on the front foot. But sometimes you've got to give credit to the opposition, and you've got to do things that you think's the right thing to do. And the players have shown that when we want to play in the way that we played, they can do that.
Bishop's Cleeve tonight. How important is that for a bit of local PR, if you like?
Yeah, very much so. They're a good club. They beat our young reserve team at the end of last season comprehensively. We're sending a stronger side. We've got some good prospects coming through the youth ranks this year. We think one or two might be able to. They've showed promising signs already. They've had a good trip to Holland with Russ and Antoine. We've given him 4 or 5 of ours as well, so I'm looking forward to the boys going in there and doing themselves proud.
And Jordan Hibbett on trial again tonight?
Yeah, Jordan will play, and we'll see where we go with that one. Yeah.
What's in store for the rest of the week in the build-up from here to Saturday?
We're going to go down the training ground. We'll have a good session, good working session today. The boys will be off tomorrow. Me and myself are going out to watch games tonight. Russ and my other staff are taking the game at Bishop's Cleeve. We're going to try and get a look at a couple of op teams we're playing next week. And then we're back in Thursday just to put the final touches to it, make sure that however we're going to play, whatever tempo we want to try and set, whatever formation we want to try and play with, the players know exactly what we're going to do and can put it into plan on Saturday.
It's a long, hard season for the players. What's it like for a manager? Do you have to pace yourself in terms of the amount of miles you put in and the number of games you watch?
No. Well, it's difficult, because a lot during pre-season, because a lot of teams play just on a Saturday and a Tuesday, which is, what happens. And it just opportunity comes tonight where there's 2 or 3 games that myself and Neil are just deliberating over which ones we go to. Just toss of a coin, see who goes down to Torquay, who goes down to Dagenham, and it'd be a damn sight easier if they're playing both Leicester and Coventry at home. But that's what you have to do. it's a good opportunity for us just because we watch teams and you watch different games, but there's nothing like watching League Two sides, watching your opposition, because that's what you're up against week in, week out. You can gain things from watching MK Dons and the Cardiffs, the Burnleys, the Birminghams. You can gain different ideas, but will teams in our league split the two centre halves outside the box? Will the fullbacks push on to the halfway line from goal kicks? I don't know. So it'll be good to see a bit of League Two opposition tonight.
It's not one you can pull rank on, is it? In terms of if they're both miles away?
No, exactly. No. We are still in deliberations who's going where, and we both know what we're looking for. We'll decide this afternoon.
Cheers, Mark. Thank you.
Mark, MK Don's obviously got some big name players and well played players, but are they a team that you'd quite like to model yourself on in terms of style of play?
Yeah, of course. We think we like to get the ball down and play. I don't think we do it quite as much as them in terms of, they didn't necessarily do it against us because we stopped them doing it, but the Cardiffs, the Burnleys, they're all 100% comfortable on the ball at the back. The goalkeeper will have it back, and not that mine won't, but I think if you do that in our league, I think you do set yourself up a little bit that you can get caught. We want to play, but we want to play in the right areas. We don't want defenders just to smash it. The goalkeeper's got a decent strike on him that sometimes allows us to relieve the pressure. Sometimes you've got to play off winning second balls in the middle of the park. If we can play, we want to play, and that's the way we want to do things. But we also say we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot. And I'm not Brendan Rodgers doing what they did at they did at Swansea and will now do at Liverpool. I'm not a total football. I don't think that's quite the way to go in our league right at this moment in time. I want us to play. I want all my players to be as comfortable as they can be, and they are. But I think teams would come and hunt you down in our league if we tried to really play out as teams did in pre-season against us.
Yeah, Steve Cotterill has always said it takes 3 years to build a decent side without spending much money. This is your third full season now, so obviously you were nearly there last season, which would have been maybe slightly ahead of schedule. But do you feel like it's time now to?
I think we're making progress all the time. The chairman's been really good with the board that have allowed me to increase the quality within the group and the squad, and add to that we already had, which was decent enough. I think we've got 90. I'm looking for another 2 players over the next couple of weeks, just to really cement the group really together. I think 20 is a good number. 21 would be even better, because you always need that competition. You might get a couple of injuries, you might get some discipline issues, and you've got to be aware of that. But I'm happy with what I've got. We don't have to put 7 subs on the bench every week if we don't need to. We will be trying to. I just want to keep. I think we've added up every year. I think if we look at the 2 full seasons that we've had, we've improved every year, and I think we've got the potential to improve this year. And it's going to be hard work. We know that. We're not saying we're going to do this and we're going to walk the league and we're going to do that, but I think we've given ourselves a chance with the players that we've been able to bring in that we measure up to most teams in our division.
Yeah, 2 years ago you said a few times that you were too nice, and do you think you had the right blend last season between not losing your discipline but obviously not giving teams an easy ride?
I like my teams to be. I think I'm a pretty honest bloke. I like my teams to play with a bit of integrity, but I want them to win. I want them to, I don't want people, like that. I say it as it is. Like, I thought Sam's wasn't a penalty, and if that's the decision that he gets a booking, that's fair enough. I want my teams to be honest and play fair, but I also want them to win. And if you've got to have an edge about them, and I think every year we've increased that edge with a few less naive, a few more streetwise players, and hopefully that's what I've got with the likes of Harrod, Deering, Zabrowski, Billy Jones, and the group that we had last year as well.
Yeah, I think everyone would agree you got more quality with the players you got coming in, but slightly smaller squad maybe. Do you think you need a bit of luck with the injury situation? Because if you lose a couple, then
of course you do. But so I can only pick 11, and I can only pick 3 more subs to come off the bench. So I'm happy with where we are. I think like I say, I want one or two more, but just finances dictate that, and if we can get off to a good start, then hopefully I can keep pushing the chairman. But I'm happy that the qualities are there, the numbers are there, and I'm able to pick from a core of 19 players at the moment, whereas probably 2 years ago it was probably 13.
Yeah.
Last year it was probably 15, 16, 17, and I'm happy with anyone at the moment.
Yeah, just finally, do you think the league's going to be stronger this year in general?
Some good teams in there. There's some clubs that have spent big. There's some clubs that have attracted some probably better quality than everybody anticipated being in our division. But it's about what we do. We've got to look after ourselves. We've got to get off to a good start. It comes thick and fast. Dagenham at home, Torquay away, Aldershot away. But Aldershot fancy their chances. Torquay will fancy carrying on from where they were. Dagenham have got some good players, and I know John's glad that one or two are back. One or two we missed last season, and I say everyone will feel that if they can get off to a good start, they can keep their major players fit, and go on a run, then anything can happen. Burton beat Sheffield United on Saturday. Morecambe won away at Blackpool. Great results for the credence of League Two football, if you like. And there's some teams that like to play really good football, and it's good to be part of. And hopefully we can do ourselves justice over the coming months.
Brilliant.